Hello. Welcome to my instructional video for my version of Sanguine by the Avett Brothers. If you'd like to see how I play this piece before we launch into it, feel free to click on the link to it in the box here. If not, then let's proceed. Alright, so I've decided that this piece is a little too complicated to try and explain every single thing that I'm doing, so instead I'm just going to slow it down quite a bit and then explain parts which are particularly strange or counterintuitive. So, here we go. The intro, it kicks off with this through 4 times, a slide with these 2 fingers. And then you're finger picking a G chord there, and you've got your thumb wrapped around to hit that low E, the low E string. Again. So there's the introduction. Then, over the singing, are these chord shapes. So that's a type of E minor there. I think it sounds nice if you kind of roll the strings with the 4 fingers on this hand. This is just a plain C chord. Let's look at that again. I think the best way to do that is to hammer on with both of these fingers simultaneously. Pull off. Partial C chord there. One last time. And then it does that all again. And then after that we go to an A minor. A little walk up, hammer on, and this familiar move. Same thing again. So, if you feel left in the dust on that at all, I think the best thing to do is maybe to rewind to segments that are particularly tough and just watch them over and over again. So next comes the first little guitar solo, and it goes like this. It starts out the same as the sung parts. Walk up to a G chord there, and then this is where it gets strange. You're going to put your index finger up here on the 11th fret. That's not relative to the capo, the actual 11th fret, and your pinky on the 13th fret, and then roll those 3 strings, and then that's 6 and 10. So all together at a very slow speed, that sounds like. Then the next section. It's a little tough. You have to, you're on 10, 8, and 6 there. You have to slide that index finger up 2 frets. C chord, hammer on. And then this part, what you're trying to simulate is something along these lines that Scott does, that Seth does on his guitar. You're gonna go, and if it's a little easier, you can just go, but is really what would be the closest thing there. So that's with your index on the 6th fret of the low E. You're going to use your pinky on the 9th fret of the high E and slide it up into the 10th fret. So the entire solo, the entire first little guitar solo through slowly is. Artificial harmonics if you want. Oh, and then we have another verse, which is the same. Nice little variation that you can do here is this thing, which is, I mean, it may not be very comfortable to play, and if it's too much of a hassle, then don't worry about it. But you can put your thumb here on the low E string and your middle finger there, and then do a little hammer on there because that will harmonize with the melody that you're singing. And back to the normal. Okay, so now we've come to the second guitar solo, which is a little longer than the first one, and it starts like this, with the same shape that we've been dealing with here quite a bit. You slide up, and this is not relative to the capo actual frets. This is 7, 5, essentially open, and 8. Back to the first fret, back to the first shape, and that is 8, 7, open, 10. And then you go quickly off this chord to a C, pull off, pull off, pull off, slide. So that's this next little maneuver is, this is a 3, nothing, open, 3. I'm sorry, not relative to capo. 6, nothing, open, 6. So does the same thing again. And then after that, so you're working off an A minor shape here. That's just a couple of hammer-ons there. That's a double pull off with your pinky and middle finger there on the G string. Let's take another look at that. Next thing, is that. So basically, you're going to just bar these three things here on the 8th fret with your index finger, and then you're going to use these two fingers to help bend this note up from the 10th fret and back down. This is tricky, and even I can't play this very cleanly very often. You're going to make a C major 7 shape here, starting on the 6th fret. And you're going to slide your pinky up 2 frets. Because Seth is really bending that note, but we can't really... I can't bend that up a whole step. Maybe you can, I don't know. Back to this little G shape here. And then... Oh no, sorry. Hammer onto that C note there, and then 3 artificial harmonics up at the 15th fret while you're hammering onto the G. So hammer onto the C, artificial harmonics, hammer onto the G. And that is the whole thing. Then there's another verse, and then the very end of the piece is just the beginning of the second solo again. So, good luck. If you have any specific questions, things that you need clarification on, let me know. And I'd love to see video responses.